Nick, where are you right now? I'm looking for you. The ceremony's about to start, and I can't find you anywhere. I checked the waiting room, too. Where are you? Call me, please. Are you taking a last-minute bathroom break? Got butterflies?
I'm sorry, Jules. I'm really, really sorry. I thought I could do this, but I can't. I just can't.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm really, really sorry. You gotta cancel the ceremony for me, okay? You have to do it. I'm about to leave on a trip. I gotta go.
What? Leaving on a trip? Now? If this is a last-minute joke, it's a lousy one, Nick. Where are you? Tell me right this minute. You're somewhere around here, right? Where are you?
I'm so sorry. I can't do it. I escaped out the bathroom window. It was the only way out.
What? You ran away? Through the bathroom window?
Again, sorry. I don't know what else I can say except that. But it's better for the both of us if we just end this now. It's not just for me. It's better for you, too. There's a better guy for you out there somewhere, and that's who you should marry. I'm definitely not the right guy for you. I promise you that. In time, you will see that I'm right.
I don't get it. What are you trying to tell me? What have you been keeping from me? And what the heck do you mean by not the right guy? And what are you even thinking? Running away on the day of the wedding? Of all days! You couldn't do this a month ago?
You have to forgive me for running away. Please. But it would have been just as bad if I'd looked you in the eye today and told you all this. So my doing it this way is just as good for everyone. You included.
Seriously? Are you drunk?
Of course not. You know I don't do that kind of thing. But having said all that, I'm going on a journey to find myself. It just has to be done. Please take care and be happy, Jules. You deserve that. I want that for you. You have to find yourself a good guy and live happily ever after with him. Someday, you'll thank me for this.
Wait a minute. You can't just bail like this. Please, for me, just come back to the chapel. Everyone's waiting. We both have tons of friends and family here who deserve an explanation. This can't be happening. I must be having a bad dream. Yeah, that's it. You're not seriously leaving me at the altar, right? This has to be some kind of joke, right? I'm starting to get angry now. Answer me! If I find you, you're gonna regret this. I promise you. You don't know what you've just done. Someday, somehow, you're gonna make this up to me. I swear you will. Jules! How are you, sis? Nick and I are gonna tie the knot, and I wanted you to be the first to know. You really did us a favor by calling off your wedding with him. We both owe you a big one. Thanks!
Huh? Say that again.
He and I will be so happy together. Please be happy for us, too. And don't be sad, okay? Because you'll find another guy soon. I'm sure of it.
What? You and Nick are getting married? My Nick?
Yeah! Isn't it great? I'm really sorry that he canceled your wedding at the last minute, sis. I really didn't think he'd decide that he actually wanted me right before your wedding.
What? I don't get it.
Yeah. When I came home after your ceremony was called off that day, he was standing in front of my house in a tuxedo and with a bouquet of red roses. And he told me that he canceled your wedding for me, just so he could be with me. I was so happy. So we went right to City Hall to get our marriage license.
Wait. What in the world is going on? What are you saying? You and Nick are getting married? And he was waiting in front of your house after he called off the wedding with me? That's where he went after running away from the wedding. What's the meaning of all this? Please explain this to me right now. He told me he was going on a trip to find himself. That's what he said to me.
To find himself? I don't know what that means either. That's news to me. He doesn't need a trip like that. He already found himself. With me.
But that's what he told me. It was a whole story. He said, I'm not right for you. There's someone better for you out there. And that he needed to go on a solo trip to find himself. And since then, I can't get a hold of him. Now you're suddenly telling me that you two are getting married? I don't want to believe that you and he were carrying on behind my back all this time. Is that what's been going on?
I'm so sorry, Jules. It just happened. The truth is, he and I have been together for at least a year now.
Are you kidding me? If this is a joke, it's a cruel one.
But I never thought he'd dump you for me. I swear. That was never my intention. I thought he and I were just having fun. You know, just friends with benefits. Like that. But it seems that somewhere along the way, he fell for me. I was as surprised about it as you are.
Hang on a second. This is just not possible. First, there's no way that you were as surprised as I was. So don't even say that. And second, secretly dating your sister's fiancé for a year is just beyond inexcusable. As my sister, don't you feel like you owe me an apology?
I owe you an apology? Well, I did say I'm sorry. But truth be told, I don't really feel like that. I mean, it's not like you and I are blood relations or anything. We aren't really family, so I don't feel that bad about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Of course, it's true that we're half-sisters. But I'm still your sister and you're still mine. I've never thought of you as anything but my sister. And we're sisters as far as the law and our family tree is concerned. This level of betrayal is just beyond belief. I mean, you totally stabbed me in the back, Jamie. How could you do this? I'll never, ever forgive you for this. Never.
Sorry, but I don't really care if you forgive me or not, sis. I don't need your forgiveness or your permission to be happy. Because I know I'm a good person. I know it deep down. But I do sympathize with your situation because I can see how miserable you are, sis. And we'll happily pay you a settlement if you want. Anyway, we have to go make arrangements for our wedding, so I gotta go.
You're really a piece of work, you know that? A real piece of work. Running away at the last minute on our wedding day like a criminal fleeing the scene. And, as if that weren't bad enough, then getting a marriage license with my younger sister a week later. Don't go thinking that you're gonna find happiness anytime soon after stabbing me in the back like this. You know what they say about karma, don't you? Whoa, take it easy there, killer. You're scaring me a little. Sheesh. I never knew a dumped woman's grudge could be this scary. Duly noted, I guess. It almost feels like you're about to put a hex on me. You aren't a Wiccan, are you? Oh, now you finally reply. Coward. I was expecting you to just leave me on red like you've been doing since your disappearing act. Yeah, well, since it's all out in the open now, I won't be running or hiding from anything anymore. I'm at peace with myself and my choices. Oh, really? If that's the case, then it's time you gave me an explanation for this mess. And by that, I mean your reasons. You can start with your reason for marrying my sister. Because the excuse you made for leaving me standing at the altar was that you needed to go on a journey to find yourself.
What a crook!
Come on, Jules. You should know the answer to that without asking me. It's because Jamie is gorgeous and lovely and sweet in a way that you are just not. Apples and oranges. And I hate to say it, but, I mean, any guy would choose her over you. Any guy.
What? Why, you lousy.
When you introduced me to her last year, I gotta say, I was totally shocked. I mean, her face, her body, everything. Just wow. Nothing at all like you. Then, when I found out that you were actually half-sisters with different moms, it all made sense. There's no way that you two could be complete polar opposites looks-wise unless you had different genes.
Oh, then I am so sorry. Sorry to be complete polar opposites with my younger sister who has a better face and body. But that's no excuse for cheating on me and leaving me at the altar the way you did. It excuses nothing. And another thing, if you're gonna be with her, do it after you dump me and do it without shame or secrets, you liar. I mean, you two were sneaking around behind my back for a year, for God's sake. Absolutely shameless. And then you left me high and dry on the day of our wedding. I mean, I was practically standing at the altar.
Jules, I need you to understand one thing about all this. One very important thing. I had every intention of marrying you. Right up until that morning. I woke up that day planning to walk down the aisle with you.
Yeah, right. Spare me, please.
But then I saw you in your wedding dress, and all I kept thinking was, wow, if Jules looks this amazing all dressed up like this, how absolutely gorgeous would Jamie look in a wedding dress?
You can't be serious right now. The more you tell me, the more heinous this story gets.
And I just couldn't stop thinking about that. Thinking about Jamie. It was almost like God was telling me something. And before I realized what I was doing, I was climbing out the bathroom window. I mean, every fiber of my being was just telling me, Jamie's the one to marry, over and over again. What could I do except listen and obey?
I'm speechless. Truly. It's just unreal. Unbelievable to me that you could look at me in my dress and be thinking of her, or any other woman besides me, your bride. I mean, just how rude and selfish can you possibly be?
I know. I told you, didn't I? I told you that day. I'm not the right guy for you. There's someone better out there for you. That's because I knew I was wrong to cheat on you and leave you the way I did. And I told you as honestly as I knew how to, Jules. I really did. Remember when I said, this is for you too? I meant it. The meaning of it was that I knew that you could find someone better than me. Someone who wouldn't do to you the things I did.
Oh, spare me. Don't even try to pretend that you were doing me a favor. You hypocrite. You told me you needed to find yourself, you weasel. Well, here you are, and you're a weasel and a hypocrite. Congratulations!
Hey, that was just... I told you that so that... It was because I knew that you'd be crushed if I told you the truth. I was trying to soften the blow. I had to come up with something, anything, that I thought would make it easier on you somehow. So sue me for trying not to hurt you more than I already was.
So, to summarize, you just didn't have the guts to tell the truth and face the music in front of everyone at the wedding?
Well...
Here's a reality check for you. Even if you'd stood up in front of everyone at the church, explained yourself and your reason for not marrying me, and then apologized to me and all of them, even that would have been better than what you actually did. Because instead, you decided to tell a convenient lie and then slither away like the snake that you are, while I was literally waiting at the altar. And then you got engaged to my sister. No, There will be no forgiving or forgetting about this. Absolutely not.
Oh, pipe down already. I don't need your forgiveness and I didn't ask for it. Jamie and I are in love, and your opinion about it means precisely nothing. She and I are gonna be winners and live a happy life together.
Ha! You two lying, cheating losers. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Oh, yes, we are. Guaranteed. Because, unlike you, Jamie's beautiful and sweet and she's gonna be rich. So yeah, I absolutely am a winner just by getting to marry her. And everything is coming up roses for me, baby.
Hang on a second. She's gonna be rich? What's that all about?
Oh, you haven't heard about this? You haven't heard the news that the younger of two half-sisters is about to inherit a fortune?
What? An inheritance?
Yeah, well, you two have different moms, so I guess you wouldn't have heard about it. Apparently, Jamie's grandma was extremely wealthy, and Jamie just got her hands on a large amount of cash because of that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you two sisters are really nothing alike. Not in looks and not in assets. I really feel sorry for you. I really and truly do. It must really be hard on you, having a sister who's perfect in every single way. I mean, not only is she a wealthy heiress now, but she's also young and gorgeous. Talk about a dream girl.
So, I guess you haven't heard then?
Huh? Heard what? Are you talking about the amount of her inheritance? I haven't heard the exact amount, but it sounds like a few million is in the ballpark.
No, you heard wrong. Yeah, it's all true that Jamie's beautiful and young and all that. And it's also true that she stands to inherit a lot of money. But what's also true is that her debt is greater than the amount of money she's gonna inherit. Far greater.
What?
Yeah. My mom told me Jamie's not gonna inherit anything because of that. Mom said that if that inheritance was gonna cancel out the debt, she wanted to help with the wedding expenses, but it didn't work out that way. That's what Mom told me anyway.
Wait, hang on a minute. Let me get this straight. So, you knew about the inheritance?
Yeah, I knew a little bit about it. Because when Jamie's grandma died, Mom was really stressed out about all the preparations for the funeral and stuff. She was helping the family out with stuff here and there at the time, and I heard her complaining about some stuff. She said, dealing with everything is a real hassle because the inheritance is so big. I wish they'd just handle all this by themselves.
Whoa.
And that was the first time I heard anything about Grandma being really wealthy. But then, when everything was being handled, they started to see that there was a lot of debt, too. So much so, in fact, that it looked like the actual inheritance wouldn't be much. Maybe even a negative amount with all that debt. So Mom got the paperwork started to waive her rights to the inheritance.
Maybe even a negative amount.
We never thought Jamie would accept that inheritance, but what in the world she was thinking, taking responsibility for all that debt on her own, we don't know.
This can't be true. I haven't heard a word about the inheritance being a negative number. I mean, Jamie even said she bought property and land. She told me we'd be able to live off passive income. I went and made wedding reservations based on all that.
Wedding reservations? Excuse me. You two were actually planning a wedding? Another wedding?
Of course we were. After all, Jamie deserves to wear a wedding dress too, just like you did.
Ha! And just who are you two thinking will actually attend this wedding? Are you even aware that all of your friends and family are still looking for you? As far as they all are concerned, your whereabouts are unknown. They have absolutely no idea that you've been hiding out with the bride's sister. And you think you're gonna have a wedding ceremony? Newsflash! Nobody's gonna attend that wedding!
Shut up! The inheritance is the point. The reservations are made and we paid the deposit with inheritance money.
You must be kidding. You spent inheritance money on that stuff? Once you spend that money, you can't surrender the inheritance anymore, stupid.
What? Really? You mean that we can't surrender the inheritance even if we return the money we spent from it? And Jamie's paperwork for surrendering the inheritance won't be in time?
Yeah, I don't know all the details of that stuff, so... But I think Mom was saying that it wouldn't be in time. And the surrender paperwork has to be done within 3 months, for sure.
Within 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months was up a long time ago. Putting in the paperwork now. Who knows if that'd work or not.
We're in serious trouble if we can't surrender that inheritance. It doesn't matter how much it is if there's so much debt that it turns negative. I have no intention of assuming anyone's debt.
Yeah, I think you and Jamie need to have a talk, ASAP. Find out whether or not she knows about all that debt or if she accepted the inheritance without knowing about it. You aren't going to get anywhere without talking to her and figuring out what she's thinking about all this.
Yeah, you're right. She might have accepted the inheritance knowing that there was a way out. A way around all this debt stuff. Maybe she has a plan. Maybe. I'm gonna go talk to her right now.
Jules, what am I gonna do? I had no idea that Grandma had all this debt. I didn't think I'd have to assume a financial burden like this. What am I gonna do? Jules, you gotta help me. So, you actually didn't know about it, huh? No. Mom never said a word to me about it. Not a word. And she never said anything about surrendering the inheritance either. None of this is my fault. Look, you're not a kid anymore, so stop blaming everything on your mom. Here's what I heard from her. You didn't come and help with the wedding. She wanted to talk to you about the inheritance stuff, but you weren't around, so she couldn't. She was actually complaining to me about it. That's ridiculous. Even if we couldn't meet in person, there's WhatsApp and the telephone. She could have easily filled me in by one of those. Come on, you know she hates using smartphones. You should at least know that much about your own mother. Give me a break. Forget about that stuff and tell me what I should do. Make it so that I can surrender this inheritance. Find a good lawyer for me or something. How am I supposed to do that? You're hysterical. Figure it out on your own. You're not getting any help from me and not from Mom and Dad either. What? Them too? Yeah, I made them fully aware of the whole inheritance situation and the way you stole my fiancé. They were totally caught off guard by it all, to say the least. I don't believe you. You had to go and tell them all that now? Don't you have any sense of timing? So sorry. I'm just a lousy, selfish sister with no sense of timing. Because, you know, you and I don't have a blood connection, so... How could I possibly know the right timing for you? No! Anyway, you're on your own, sis. I'm sure you'll figure everything out. After all, by the grace of God, you're not alone in this, Jamie. Your husband, Nick, is with you, and I'm sure you two will work it all out together.
Jules, let's get back together. Jamie and I are through.
What?
Jamie is saying stuff to me. Stuff like, help me repay this debt. But even when the inheritance is all cleared up, it looks like there's still hundreds of thousands in debt left over. And they're telling me that, as the husband, I have to help pay it off. That's just crazy. So I'm divorcing her.
You absolute lowlife. You're gonna dump your girlfriend that you've been with for a year now over some debt?
She's not my girlfriend. All she was a side piece. Definitely not worth all the money we're talking about. If I get too emotional about the whole thing, I'm gonna end up with the short end of the stick. I really need to think calmly about things now.
So you came to the conclusion that shamelessly coming back to me is the right thing to do?
Jeez, that's a harsh way to say it. But I'd love it if you and I could get back together. I know it's late, but better late than never, right? And at least someone was there to be your groom, even if it was only temporarily.
What are you even talking about?
I apologize for cheating. But hey, I came back to you, see? So no hard feelings going forward, okay? We'll put all this behind us. You and me, let's go down to City Hall and get our marriage license right now.
Are you willing to say all that in front of my dad, the UFC champion? Yeah, Dad's been talking about this stuff lately. And he says he'd really like to sit down with you and hear what you have to say about all this. Oh, and Mom would like to be there too, by the way.
Whoa. All this stuff? What's he talking about? And what do you mean, UFC champion? As far as I ever knew, your dad's just an average businessman type. Am I missing something?
A businessman? Yeah, now he is. But when he was younger, he was a UFC fighter and he won the welterweight title. Twice. So yeah, he was, and is, pretty much the toughest guy you'll ever meet.
What?
But then he and my mom split up, and he decided to take a regular job in order to take care of me. Even now, he goes to the gym to spar a few times a week.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to wear a mouthpiece when you meet him. He can get a little excited sometimes. If you end up with a broken jaw or something, that'd really be a shame.
Now wait just a minute. He just wants to meet me and talk, right? I'm not gonna just end up being a punching bag, right?
Well, I guess that depends on the attitude you take with him and his mood.
Huh?
So anyway, can you come over to our place this weekend? Then you can tell them, straight up and above board, what you just told me. That you want to reconcile with me. Okay? You do that and I'll think about getting back together with you. And I do mean I'll think about it. That's all.
No way. No way am I doing that. I'm not falling for that trap. Are you nuts? At least let's meet at a cafe or something. Somewhere where there are people around.
Oh no. A cafe? That won't do at all. At a place like that, there's no emergency medical help if something goes wrong.
Why on earth would we need medical help?
Mom's a nurse and she's really good at stuff like that. So it's decided. We'll all be waiting for you at our place this weekend. See you then, darling. Oh, and feel free to bring Jamie along too. That weekend, Nick and Jamie showed up at our place, to our surprise. They both apologized profusely and got down on their knees on our doorstep, begging for forgiveness. And while Dad didn't beat Nick up, Nick still somehow got a bloody nose, probably due to the sheer terror he felt at the possibility of what might happen. They all talked right there on the doorstep for quite a while. Jamie agreed to pay back all the outstanding debt by herself, and Nick agreed to pay me restitution for all the trouble he caused me, plus the cancellation fee that I paid for the wedding venue. All told, it came to around $80,000. My mom suggested to them that, since they're both deeply in debt, they should help each other out. Nick had no other choice and decided not to go forward with the divorce. Rumor has it that they're now living together and supporting each other's debt-ridden lifestyles. I wish them nothing but the best. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. If you didn't, or you have anything else to say, feel free to give us your opinion in the comments section below. Also, please follow our channel. Your opinions and comments keep us going. We have many more videos that we're sure you'll enjoy, so please check them all out. See you in the next video!